Okay, so this lesson we're going to do the window material. So this is exercise 9.9, creating a multi-sub object material starting in page 213. Now, we're going to skip over a little bit of the creating the red, green, and blue is not necessary. However, we'll just show you how to do it. That way you know what parts are automatically labeled. So in the material editor, so rendering, material editor's slate, so we get the big one. We're going to drag a multi-sub object material, or an MSOM. Okay, so multi-sub object, we're just going to plop it in here. Double click the title bar and call it window door. Alright. And set the number that I want to 5. Alright. Now, so I got 1 through 5 here. Drag a standard material on page 214, number 3. Drag a standard material from the material map browser to the active view area. So it gets a little bit bigger. So a standard material, just a standard material. And then from the output socket of the standard material, drag it to the input socket as shown. So, like that. Double click the standard material title bar to add it. Okay. Click the diffuse color swatch and select red. So diffuse color, and we'll pick which color do we want? Which version of red? Well, make this easy. There's nice bright red. Okay. And notice how I've got one little bar up here. So of my 5 colors, I'm set. Repeat the process till I have 5. Okay. We're not going to go through all 5, but what I do want to show you is if I was to put another material here and put it on 3, each number corresponds to a specific spot in the window, okay, or these multi-sub objects. So once I have my 5 materials, I'm going to apply that to the living room area. Okay, I'm going to drop this onto my window. So here, I'm going to take the main material and I'm going to plop it on my fixed window. Okay, and notice that the colors correspond to specific areas. So the red is the window sill, the yellow is the actual window itself. So if I wanted to make, so when we go and make the window an actual color, 3 needs to be window properties, that is to say see-through with some reflection. So that's what we're going to put there. And then we'll put the trim and stuff, could be different colors. So we don't actually need all that. So we will delete them. I still need my sub-object here. Starting with the window, select the material bar for ID number 3. This opens the material editor and select standard material. Okay, so number 3. Alright, and we want to make this a window glass. Oops, so here we're going to call this window glass. Alright, I got a nice word here. In the maps route, so in the blend basic parameters, change the opacity to 0. Okay. Okay. Opacity, I want it to be see-through, so I'm going to set it to 0. It's going to should gray out and get a little see-through looky there. All right. And now I'm going to come down to my maps rollout. I'm going to click the reflection map button. All right. And I want to make this a ray trace. Ray trace makes nice shadow effects. And I'm going to set the reflection amount to 9. I don't want it purely reflective. I don't want it to be a mirror. I just want some reflection. Render the perspective viewport. Oh, sorry, in the main rendering menu, number 12, choose environment. Okay, so this is like the background. Choose background color swatch. We'll change it to something a little more pleasing. And we're going to be done here. And I'm going to render. Choose the environment, click the color swatch, change it to light gray. Render the perspective. Now the reflection looks more appropriately. Alright, so if we render it, I just put a block in there so you have something, you should have your couch. So if we render this viewport and we did it properly, then I should have light gray on the outside and I should be able to see my block. Now if I go this side, now that we've put a reflection on the window, if I were to move in here and render it from here, I should see a little bit of the block, and I can just see a little bit of the block reflected. The bigger I make that reflection value, the more of the room I would see through this window. Alright, double click the title bar to load the material, and then select any of the material IDs other than 3, so you should have 5. Repeat the process to load the material. Change the diffuse color to white. Okay, so we're going to go back to the material editor, go to my slate material editor. Now you should have 5 here. I didn't make a second one, so we're going to load it. Now notice that I have this ray trace on this one. Now on this other one, I want this to be nice and white. So here, I want my diffuse color to be absolutely shiny white. Yeah. And we're going to call it shiny white. Now, I've loaded it here, so I could do one of two things. I could add it by clicking here, or I can drag it. Either way, I've got it in there. So we're okay. Now, I want everything else in my window to be shiny white. So I could just keep adding them. So I have shiny whites everywhere. Let's see if I can. So I want to put this on all of them, so that every other part of the window is nice and shiny white. Now, if I close out, if I look, now my window has a hard, glossy edge to it. Everything's set. And now I have a nice, shiny window with appropriate setups for it. Now, I do want to make the window reflective, so I should add a ray trace reflection, just like we did here. So on my shiny white, under maps, reflection, we want to put a ray trace on here, and again, not very much, 9. And that'll make the room reflect off of the surface, making it look much harder. So that is exercise 9.9, and this file should be saved as window material.